Boom! At the open, all-time high for the S&P 500.
It's your boy Jimmy. Jimmy.
Now what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil doesn't make up happen.
Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning I wanna turn on this. Becky quick. While the average man looking at it's sad like she fine as it. I'm over here looking at tails and whips like 5'6". I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want a stock pick. I know that booty got dropped, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-wops crossing. Rich with hot V's from pushing hot heat. Strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater. Batman pajamas, house slides, and about 5 hot picks for the day. Cause I like the way the Dow bounces. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottle. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thought, grow with the marijuana. Waking up with the futures, some commas. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, big profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and die. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETL, make profits. I jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. Yeah. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call a short squeeze. You get the drop, pull the trigger, and abort these. If she stay on my watch list, I might have to wife her. But I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Call up the Wolf of Weed Street. It's time to flip some profits. Go ahead, be hawking. Get your spot here. I'll double top that in the head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over. Cause I see John Wicks in contract. If I say I make $1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed. Get split, get delisted, and knocked off. And I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. Jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light right up, watching them candles profits. While I'm still in my same big profit. They used to watch me move them packets. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETF. Hey, my family. Hey, go, what we doing, my man? Hey, make profit. Hey, Shug, Mike, what we doing? Hey, make profit. Yo, Wolf, Professor, what we doing? Hey, make profit.
That TTG money gang,
hey,
we some snipers.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? What's going on, folks? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. I hope you all had a fantastic weekend watching some playoff football. It's a great weekend, but this week, you better get ready to get down to business because it's going to be a big week. It's going to be a crazy week. The next 2 weeks actually are going to be absolute madness in this market. The opportunities are going to be overflowing from all sides. You've got earnings, more earnings, and then you've got a Fed meeting coming up right around the corner. We're going to talk about it. We're going to break it all down right here on this live stream. My name is Michael Edward, former award-winning hedge fund trader, but now the current head trader and co-founder of True Trading Group. And for those that do not know, TTG is the fastest growing and highest rated premium online educational platform that's available to the retail trader and investor today. So if you're ready to learn, trade, and profit for real, folks, you've come to the right place. Take a moment, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this on your own social media. Let's reach out, educate, and empower as many retail traders as we possibly can. Because we do this 6 days a week. Sunday through Friday, we go live right here for free. Myself, other TTG Pro trading moderators, and special guests will drop golden nuggets, give you free lessons, education, trade ideas, market commentary, and analysis that can help you become better traders and investors immediately. So like I said, again, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, guys. Get ready for a damn good live stream in store for you all here today. But first, why should you listen to anything it is that I talk about on these live streams? Well, I did not figure this stuff out on my own. I began my career working at a fund in New York City, my very first job right out of college, where I went through a 3-month educational training program. That is where I learned how to become a trader. Then 2008 happened. That was the Great Recession, the stock market crashed, but also the same year that I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. Fast forward, I'm now the co-founder and head trader of True Trading Group, and along with my team of 9 other professional trading moderators and an over 30-person staff, we've helped thousands of traders and investors reach their goals of achieving profitability. TTG is the fastest growing and highest rated premium platform because we combine university level trading and investing courses, similar to what I learned when I worked at the fund in New York. We paired that with premium stock market tools. We do live workshops and provide mentorship for stocks, options, crypto, and futures. All different styles of trading, whether you day trade, swing trade, or if you're just looking for long-term investing stuff, we do it all inside of True Trading Group. You see, we take that university level curriculum and we pair it with today's top stock market tools that are worth well over $5,000 a year on their own. Like if you were to go to these companies on your own, right? These companies, these tools would cost you over $5,000 a year, but successful traders use these tools. It gives them access to more information. It helps them make better decisions. It increases their chances of success, so you should be using them too. The problem is that most people, when they're first getting started, to spend $5,000 a year on a bunch of tools that they don't even necessarily know how to properly use, it's a lot of money to ask for somebody to spend. We know that. That's why we've spent years building relationships with these companies so we can put their products on the True Trading Group platform without you having to spend a dollar for them. You're also going to get access to over 10,000 of the most educated, supportive, helpful, and successful community of traders and investors that are part of the True Trading Group family. And of course, you'll have access to all of the real-time trade alerts from myself, the other TTG Pro trading mods, and they've been able to maintain a cumulative win rate amongst all of us together of just around 30% now going on the last 3 years. So again, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, smash that like button, get ready to learn some stuff. We're going to talk about a lot of things here on this live stream. So hope you guys are excited for it. Before I go any further, though, I do want to thank our partners over at Benzinga. For those of you that don't know, Benzinga does offer their own educational products and tools, yet they still fully endorse the TTG platform for the massive added value that it provides for their members and for their community. We are grateful to Benzinga for the opportunity to further educate their community and to offer the Benzinga Pro newsfeed and Squawk Box feature, which is worth over $1,400 a year. We offer it to all TTG members free as part of your TTG annual membership. It's included on the platform as part of one of those tools that I talked to you guys about earlier. So for those of you, those folks that are from Benzinga, you guys are all in the right place. So welcome all of you from Benzinga. Now, without any further ado, let's roll on through to the live stream. I told you we got a good one in store for you guys here today. Well, you better hoard cash and then duck and cover. Unless you've been living under a rock for the last 6 months. This has been the narrative from the mainstream media for the last several months. Hoard cash, duck and cover, the world is ending. Everyone's been telling you to hoard as much cash as you possibly can, wait for the stock market to bottom, and assuming that you time the bottom perfectly, which you won't be able to time the markets perfectly. Nobody can time the markets perfectly. I can't time the bottom perfectly. You can't time the bottom perfectly. You ask any professional hedge fund manager on Wall Street that does this for a living, not one of them would ever suggest to you to try to pick the exact bottom. So if the best professionals on Wall Street can't do it, if myself with 17 years of experience can't do it, to think that you can do it would also then kind of be a little bit silly. But that's been the narrative that everybody's kind of been pushing. Is just hoard cash, wait for the markets to bottom. But now those exact same people are starting to shift their tune a little bit. Now it's get your cash ready and pay attention and be ready to act. That's the shift in narrative that you have seen in literally just the first 3 weeks of 2023. You went into the back half, September, October, November, December of 2022 was all doom and gloom. It was all world is ending. Now in the first 3 weeks, you're already seeing this shift. This narrative, though, this shift, this coincidentally is exactly what we have been saying since Q4 of 2022. We've been telling you this for months and months. As a matter of fact, Bloomberg actually just posted an article called Investors Struggle with When to Dive Back into the U.S. Stock Market. That was literally the title of an article that Bloomberg just posted. Within this article, they hit on a couple of key points, but a few in particular really kind of stood out to me. Some of these key points they discussed was that markets are confident that the slowdown in inflation will allow the Federal Reserve to end the cycle of interest rate hikes. That's a given. The Fed is not just going to continuously and endlessly forever raise rates. They're going to have to stop at some point, pause, take a look around, see if inflation comes down as much as they would like it to, and then make a determination if, hey, we're good, we're done, we don't have to go any further, or after a couple of months of a pause, do we need to now continue to raise rates a little bit further because inflation is becoming a little bit stickier and it's not coming down as fast as we thought, right? So that's not anything new. But this is what I'm talking about. This next point that really stood out to me from this article, this is exactly why I'm so excited for the next 2 weeks. This earnings season is going to dictate if the stock market's going to give you that crash in the first half of this year, or if it's going to be coming in the second half of this year. Earnings are going to really tell the tale. And this article from Bloomberg specifically said, incoming economic data and earnings results from companies like Microsoft, Tesla, and IBM will shape the direction of equities. That's what a lot of this live stream tonight is going to be talking about. The earnings that are coming up this week, like Tesla and Microsoft and Verizon, there's big names that are coming out with earnings this week. It's going to set the tone. It's going to set the pace because earnings are going to be the only thing to really push this market. And then when you're going to get some jobs data and some other economic data before you get the Fed meeting, which is February 1st. That February 1st Fed meeting, are we getting 50 basis points? Are we getting 25 basis points? Is Jerome Powell going to finally tell us, hey, we've got maybe one or two more hikes and then we're going to pause? Or does he maintain that extremely hawkish rhetoric that you've seen from him ever since the Jackson Hole meeting that goes all the way back in August? You had, for the first time in about 6 months, you got dovish comments from a Fed member, Fed Governor Waller. This was on Friday. It's a big reason why the markets rallied on Friday. If you caught our live stream on Friday, you'll know that we went over when the markets were rallying on Friday. It's because of the dovish comments that you got coming out of Fed Waller. It's the first time you've gotten really dovish comments from a Fed member in the last several months. Is that foreshadowing of what maybe Jerome Powell is going to say when he comes out with the Fed meeting in the press conference on February 1st? It's going to be a major market moving event you cannot afford to miss. Okay, being inside of chat, being on the mobile app when these things happen, because they're going to be major market moving events. Now, you also have, this is highlighted in the Bloomberg article, that some analysts are optimistic about U.S. equities this year, but they caution if the Fed overhikes, it could be a problem for the market. Historically, when the Federal Reserve has gone through rate hike cycles, they have overdone it 80% of the time. 20% of the time, they've gotten it perfectly, and they've given you the soft landing. 80% of the time, they've gone a little bit too far. So a little fun fact, some stats for you guys there. You also had some people talking about, and this is something that was discussed, if you do avoid a recession, this is from the Bloomberg article, small cap stocks like technology and discretionary shares may be undervalued and a good investment opportunity. Basically, what they're telling you is that growth stocks and consumer discretionary stocks, for those who don't know what consumer discretionary stocks are, those are stocks that sell goods and services that consumers don't need. They're goods and services that consumers want. The difference would be Nike and jewelry and Teslas versus cereal, Band-Aids, and toilet paper, right? That's the difference between consumer discretionary and consumer staples. Consumer staples are things you need. Consumer discretionary are things you want. Now, consumer discretionary and high growth tech stocks have already gotten crushed. I mean, 2022, some of these stocks were down 50, 60, 70, 80% because everybody was talking about a recession in 2023. So rightfully, they got destroyed. Then you add on top of that tax loss selling at the end of the year, they got sold into even more because people were realizing the losses on those stocks. They can offset capital gains that they made and maybe some of the energy stocks, like that, some of the energy stocks that we're still long in inside of True Trading Group. So those are just some of the things that you saw last year. So now they're basically telling you, well, if you avoid a recession, then those stocks are undervalued. That makes perfect sense. Okay. Now, to further this, on top of this article from Bloomberg, and this is what I mean by the tone is beginning to shift. Like the mainstream media narrative over the last several months, you go back to September and October, it was, you were seeing things like recession, more like depression. Now, all of a sudden, you're getting these little shift in tune from these media outlets. Yahoo Finance published an article today stating that JP Morgan, which has a specific model. JP Morgan actually has a model that forecasts the odds of a recession, okay? And JP Morgan has this model, and they put these statistics out, and they showed you this in this Yahoo Finance article, that according to this article, the odds of a recession have actually fallen sharply, according to the JP Morgan economic or data model that they put out and that they publish. Now, just because it fell sharply does not mean that you're just, oh, well, they fell sharply. That means like, oh, it's out of the woods. Actually, what it says is global money managers are far from bullish on the economic trajectory within the S&P 500, still assigning a 73% probability that a recession will show its face in 2023. But that is down from as high as 98% probability was as high as that probability of a recession in 2023 was when you go back to October of 2022. October of 2022, that is when the probability of a recession in 23 was at its peak, 98%. Now it is showing you that according to global money managers, that probability is down to 73%. Still quite high, but down from 98%. Now, it is consistent with an uptick in, people betting now on the odds of a soft landing increasing, which is the whole reason why the markets have rallied to start off 2023. I've been talking to people. We talked about this also a little bit on Friday's live stream about why is the market going up to start the year? If everybody's scared of a recession, why is the market going up? And it's because the economic data that has come out so far in 2023 supports the soft landing argument. And going into the end of 2022, positioning was so extremely negative. It was so extremely defensive. Some of your best money managers are already in a lot of your consumer staple stocks. They're already in healthcare stocks. They're already in the energy stocks. They're already in utility stocks. And a lot of these stocks in the last couple of months of 2022 have exploded, okay, including a lot of the stocks that we bought back in June of 2022. We bought a bunch of consumer staples. We bought some REITs. We bought some utilities. We bought a bunch of we bought some healthcare stocks back in 2022, and they've all performed extremely well going into the end of 2022. Meanwhile, all your tech and growth and discretionary stocks have got absolutely crushed. So now you come into 2023 and everybody's positioned super defensive. Defensive meaning positioned for a recession. And what starts to happen is the data comes out and it makes people realize, okay, maybe a soft landing is not as impossible as we might have thought. And a lot of these hedge funds are just computerized based when it comes to the risk assessment. And the computerized models, they go through this risk assessment and they say, okay, well, if the probability of a recession has come down and the probability of a soft landing has gone up, even though the probability of a recession is still outweighs the probability of a soft landing, funds need to reposition to adjust based on those probabilities so that they can manage their risk accordingly. And I think what you've seen to start off 2023 is you've seen a lot of profit taking in the defensive names. What are the sectors that have lagged? It's been literally consumer staples. It's been healthcare. It's been all of your defensive sectors, the sectors that typically outperform during a recession. They've pulled back. And what's led the way? It's been all your risk assets. It's been all your growth stocks. It's been technology. It's been the NASDAQ. Bitcoin's gone from 17 back to 21. You're seeing risk on trades. And all that is, in my opinion, is just repositioning amongst fund managers. Coming in, realizing we're way too defensive. We got to take profits. Let's move some of that capital into the risk names. And as the percentage probability of a soft landing increases, you'll see more money flow back into the risk assets. As the probability of soft landing decreases, you'll see that money come out of those risk assets. And you're going to get that scale is going to fluctuate as you continue to get earnings, as you continue to get jobs data, inflation data, economic productivity, GDP, manufacturing. All of these different data points will add to or subtract from the probability of soft landing or recession, and you see positioning adjust accordingly. That's why this earnings season is so important. That's why this week is going to be so crucial, because you're starting to get the big names this week. And then next week, it's even bigger. And you got the Fed meeting. And I think Apple earnings are actually the day after the Fed meeting. So it's going to be absolutely crazy. After Wall Street's worst year since the financial crisis, that's 2022. 2022 is the S&P's worst year since 2008. Bank executives at the World Economic Forum found a couple of reasons to be hopeful in cooling inflation and then the reopening of China. So there's been this debate going on. Is the reopening of China a good thing or is it a bad thing? Is it a good thing because it can help shield it can help the global economy land softly on their feet with China finally reopening and coming out of COVID and seeing massive demand out of China? Or does the massive demand out of China make global inflation harder to come down? That's the big discussion now. It was a big topic of discussion at the World Economic Forum. And it's a big topic of discussion as we go through. And nobody really knows the answer to this question, because you saw what happened when the United States came out of COVID, the massive surge in demand that you had from consumer spending. Well, you got a lot more consumer spending that comes out of China, a lot more people, a lot more dollars that actually get flown through into the global economy. So seeing how that reaction filters through the U.S. economy, the European economy, is actually going to be pretty interesting, and is be something that economists are going to really be paying attention to. Here's a quote. Okay, this is a quote from one of JP Morgan's leading strategists. Most asset classes have been steadily pricing out recession risks, helped by China's reopening, the collapse in gas prices in Europe, and larger than expected inflation downshifting in the US. The market expects a much lower chance of recession than it did back in October. All of these things make sense. You've had a very uncharacteristically warm winter, which really saved gas prices. And when I say gas, I'm talking about natural gas, not actually gas that goes in your car. Natural gas prices in Europe were 10 times more expensive than they were here in the US. And they were going to be a major problem when it came to heating homes in Europe. But we've gotten a very warm winter so far. Fingers crossed. I live in the Northeast. We haven't even had any snow yet. It's almost the end of January. You know, here it's 40 degrees. It's in the 40s, Fahrenheit. We haven't even seen like a 10 or 20 degree day. So luckily, that's helped bring demand down for natural gas, which has helped bring prices down for natural gas, which really helps. And then you've seen what's happened with inflation. Your inflation numbers continue to come down. But remember, it's easier for inflation to go from 9% to 6% than it is for inflation to go from 6% to 3%. So the upcoming data points that you get with inflation are going to be very, very, very important. Now, as I say all these things, am I saying that we aren't going to have a recession and the market's not going to go lower anymore? No, that is not what I'm saying. Okay. I believe that we are going to experience some sort of a recession, but I've been saying for months, I have not changed my stance on this, that I do not believe that it will be a bad recession. I do not believe you're going to see massive unemployment. People are going to be standing in bread lines. They're going to be lining up at the soup kitchen. I just believe this is all going to be part of a return back to normalcy after what was and has been the most volatile time in the history of the stock market. I've not changed my stance on that. I just think the labor market is far too tight. And with everything that happened with COVID, this is truly a unique scenario. You know, when people always talk about, oh, well, this time it's different. People always say this time it's different. But this time it actually is different because we've never had a moment in history where you have the entire global economy come to a screeching halt, get injected with trillions of dollars, and then reopen by turning on a button. You've never had this before. Nobody can look back at history and say, well, last time this happened, this is what followed. This is a first. You're literally going to have, economic books are going to be rewritten. People are going to be learning about the COVID era 10 years, 20 years from now. The way that we look back and we're like, oh, remember the 70s and 80s inflation situation? You're going to be it's going to be 2040, 2050, and people are going to be looking back to see what happened during COVID and how everything kind of transpired and what the effects were afterwards. This is going to be truly a big learning process. Okay. I just do not believe this recession is going to be a bad one. My stance on that has been very clear. The last couple of years have not been and are not normal at all. 2022, 2021, 2020. These are not normal years in the stock market. The SPY itself, the ETF that tracks S&P 500, that's not supposed to trade like a penny stock. You're not supposed to have this much opportunity on a daily basis to play giant moves in large cap stocks like Microsoft and Tesla and Amazon and Nvidia. These stocks are not supposed to be moving 5, 6, 7, 8, 10% in a single day. They're not supposed to be making these big of a moves. But this is what's been going on. It has been going on for the last couple of years. It continues to go on for now. Stock market is going to go back to normal. This is not normal. Anybody that's been trading the market for a long time, now a lot of people that just got involved in the market during COVID, you don't know anything else. People that have been trading this market for a long time, if you're an experienced trader, you've been doing this a while, you know this ain't normal. You know that. Right? You guys know that this stuff, what you're seeing take place right in front of you right now is you're starting to see the shift in the market going back to normal. Now, does this mean that all the opportunity is done? Of course not. There's always opportunity in the stock market. There was opportunity well before COVID. There was opportunity during COVID. There's been opportunity after COVID. And there will still be opportunity here as, after the markets go back to normal. But the important thing here is that we are going to get an opportunity to use this volatility. This is the best volatility I've ever seen in my entire trading career. Okay, 2022 was actually the single most volatile year in market history. We had more days in 2022 where the S&P 500 went up or down more than 2% in one day, more than any other time in history. That's the definition of volatility. So we still have an opportunity here to use this volatility to trade this volatility here in the first quarter, use it to build up some short-term gains, some short-term cash, and then we can use that to then pile into the long-term wealth building opportunities. And by that, I'm talking about long-term investing, because I do believe you're going to have that shallow and that mild recession, which means the stock market's not done going down yet, because the stock market has never before in history bottomed before you've had a recession. So the argument becomes, do you believe we're going to have a recession? If you do believe that, then the market's not done going down. If you believe we're not going to have a recession, then that low that was put in place in October, this low right there, then that, my friends, will in fact and possibly could be the low. If you avoid a recession, that could be the low. I believe we're going to have a recession. I just believe it's going to be a mild one. I don't believe it's going to be a severe one. All right, you're going back to normal. Those long-term wealth building opportunities. I think you're also going to get a chance to buy not just some of the best companies at discounts, but what I'm most excited about is that when you get these cycles, these economic cycles, these market cycles, you get new leadership, you get new unicorns. And when we look back over the last decade or 2 decades, where has the most wealth been generated? Shareholders of Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Alphabet, right? These are the mega companies that have generated 10,000% gains for investors over the last several years. Now, Apple is not going to give you another 5,000, 10,000% gain over the next couple of years. The company has just become too big. But these economic cycles, these resets in valuation, give you entry points on what I believe are going to be the next wave of unicorns. A unicorn is a company that gives you more than a 10x return. All right, so you're talking about 1,000% gain or above. You're going to get the next round of unicorns. One of my favorite companies that I believe is going to be a unicorn over the next decade and is going to lead in its sector is Snowflake. Snowflake is one of my favorite companies. It's one of the companies that I have really targeted as being one of my next big unicorns. Another one is NVIDIA. You know, guys know I love NVIDIA. I love AMD. AMD is another one. But these are the companies that I think are going to give you the thousands% gains over the next 10 years. And you're able to now start to invest in those companies at normal, realistic valuations, not the valuations that you saw in 2021. Now, if you're listening to anything that I've been saying, then you know that there's obviously a pretty big opportunity right now, or at least you have some clue that there is, but there's a catch. There's a catch in this, because this opportunity, while it is here and it is very real, if you're educated, if all you are able, this opportunity is very real, but if you are uneducated, if all you are able to do is open up a Robinhood account and then buy when some stranger on social media tells you to buy, and then sell when that stranger on social media tells you to buy, if that's all that you are able to do, you're not going to make it. And if that's all you're looking for, sign off this live stream. There's better things to spend your money on. Go buy a lottery ticket. Honestly, this is not for you. I will save you money by telling you that here right now. I'm being dead serious. However, for those of you that actually want to understand why a professional or someone that is successful, why are they buying? Why are they selling? Why you should be buying? Why you should be selling? How the trade or the investment works? What's the theory or thesis behind it? If you have access to the right tools, if you have access to the right part, right information, education, a part of the right community, with all those things, even with all those things, you're still not guaranteed to be successful, but your chances have just gone through the roof. It's one of the biggest reasons why successful traders are successful and retail and just a retail trader is not, because all they do is they open up a Robinhood account, they go on Reddit or Twitter, and they wonder why they don't have any success. I assure you that the professional traders, the traders that actually make money consistently in the market, do not get their trade ideas from Twitter or Reddit. And just like the stock market, this is a numbers game. You're playing the probability. It's the same reason I tell all my members into a trading group, and I teach them how to identify an A setup versus a B setup versus a C setup. C setup has a 50-50 chance. A B setup maybe 60-65, and an A setup maybe 70-75% chance. A probability of that trade working itself out. You want to find and be patient enough, identify and attack all the A setups. If you have the right info, the right education, you're part of the right community. I don't know. You guys do the math on that. You do the math on waiting to find the A setups, the 70-75% probability setups. Nothing works 100% of the time in the market. If anybody tells you there's some pattern, there's some indicator, there's some special equation, they're totally full of crap. It doesn't exist. Yes, I worked on Wall Street. I was at a hedge fund. Trust me, if there was this special secret, they would have taught it to me. The only secret was, as soon as I got hired, I had to go through a 3-month educational training program before they let me touch $1 of their money. So what's the secret? The secret's an actual education. The secret's actual tools. The secret's actually being part of a community that cares about whether you succeed or fail. That's a secret. If you think that you're better off arming yourself with some $50 a month Discord or some free chat room or somebody's super secret stock picks on Instagram, go for it. I wish you nothing but the best. But see, the fact is here, myself, my team, my members, they're my family at True Trading Group. When you guys join True Trading Group, I say, welcome to the family. We're ready to profit. We're ready. We've been dialed in. 2022, most of our members had the best years that they ever had. Even the markets were the worst that they've ever been since 2008. Members of True Trading Group, the vast majority of them, they're making money. They're becoming better traders. And I don't need to tell you this. I need you to see it. And it's better off you seeing it for yourself rather than me just saying it. So I'll actually show you guys here something real quick. Members of True Trading Group, I'm talking to members specifically. You are a member and you're making money and you're becoming better traders. I want you to type the $ inside chat right now. Just go ahead, type the $ in chat if you guys are members and you're making money and you're becoming better traders. Anybody that's on this live that's not a member, my advice is just try to count how many people you're going to see type the $. The people that you're seeing type the $ right now, these are not bots. These are real people They found True Trading Group the exact same way that you did. That's one of these live streams right here. These people are not smarter than you. They do not have more money than you. They do not have more experience than you. They are not luckier than you. They don't have more time than you. But yet here they are telling you that they're actually making money and that they're becoming better traders. How can this possibly be? They must have some secret. They don't have a secret. What they do have is access to a professional level of education that I learned when I worked at a fund in New York. They have access to $5,000 worth of some of the best trading and investing tools that are in the industry today. And they're part of a community of traders and investors from all over the world, from all walks of life, that are there to help and support them along the way. That's what they have that you guys don't. These people are also doing what everyone that is on this live stream right here strives to do. What is everyone's goal when they get involved in the stock market? They try to pick up trading. What's their goal? Okay. Someone says type hello if you're not a bot. So guys, listen, my TTG members, type hello, because John Neald said type hello if you're not a bot. So all my members, type hello for John so that John can see that you guys are not bots. So all my members of True Trading Group, just go ahead and type hello. You'll see the exact same amount of hellos as you did see dollar signs, because these, my friends, are real people. Here you go. There you go. Real people, not bots. So John Neald, there are all of your hellos, brother. I kid you not. This is what being part of True Trading Group is really all about. And the people that are on here that are typing hello, they're doing what everybody strives to do. People get involved in the markets. Why? What's your end goal, right? Everybody says, oh, I wish. Well, what do you wish? You wish that you can consistently make enough money in the market so that you can become a full-time trader. You can quit your job. You can tell your asshole boss to go F themselves. You can spend more time with your family. You can do the things that you like to do. You can make money for yourself instead of making somebody else rich off of your time, off of your energy, and off of your labor. Make yourself rich off of your own time, off your own energy, and off of your own labor. Members of True Trading Group are able to make this transition to become a full-time trader. Now, obviously, not all of our members have done this, but a lot of them have. What I would like to do now, actually, is members of True Trading Group, do me a favor, sound off, type the number 1 if you have transitioned to become a full-time trader. Type the number 1 if you have transitioned to become a full-time trader. Go ahead and type the number 1. Now, you're going to see a lot less people type the number 1 than you saw type the dollar sign or type hello when John asked people to type hello, but still look at how many people are typing the number 1. These people are not smarter than you. These people do not have more time than you. Well, now these people have more time than you because they trade full time. Now they're full-time traders, but they didn't start that way. It's possible. Is it easy? No, but nothing worth doing ever is. We got a great live stream in store for you guys here today, right? And I want to jump right into it. We're going to be, we have a lot to talk about. We're going to be talking about earnings this week. We have a lot of different companies that are reporting earnings that will move this market. Like you saw in that Bloomberg article. Bloomberg article specifically said that earnings from like Microsoft, Tesla, IBM is going to set the tone for equities this week. They're right. We have a lot to talk about here today. These earnings are going to move this market. We also have a Fed meeting coming up in a week and a half, February 1st, Fed meeting. Things are going to get very, very interesting. You all need to be ready. You all need to prepare yourselves. That all starts right here on this live stream. But before I go any further, I actually do want to welcome Charles. Everybody welcome Charles. Charles is the newest member of the TTG family. Everybody welcome Charles. Charles, welcome to the family, my man. Everybody welcome Charles. Charles is the newest member of the TTG family. My whole crew, welcome Charles. All right, so with Charles taking one of our spots here tonight, this means we've got 14 spots left. Okay, we've got 14 spots left here this evening. So 14 people have a chance to sign up for a 54% discount before the price jumps at midnight tonight. Now, the membership is normally $2,212. However, tonight until midnight, you can get a 54% discount. That brings the price down to just $1,000 for the entire year. It is an all-inclusive membership, gives you access to all of our courses and all of our tools. There are no upsells for the courses or the tools. We will, yes, also be including a free laptop for the next 14 people. You'll also be getting a free mentor session with either myself or any one of the other professional trading mods at True Trading Group. This way we can get you guys started off on the right foot and make sure we can answer your questions and get you going in the right direction. All of that is included tonight with the 54% discount. So it's $1,000. There's a free laptop. You also have a one-on-one mentor session included for free as well. You just need to go to ttgoffer.com. The price will say $22.12. You have to manually enter the coupon code TTG121. Click apply code. The price will flash green. It'll drop down to $1,000. Simply enter your information below and you check out and you're good. You're good to go. As long as you see a laptop up there in the checkout cart, as you see one in there now, that is how you know that you're getting one of the 14 laptops. Charles just took one. We had 15. Charles already grabbed one. You do not need to enter your address to claim that free laptop. You're going to get a welcome email from us when you join with instructions how to claim that free laptop. You just have to go to ttgoffer.com, enter the coupon code TTG121. It's an all-inclusive membership, guys. We're like the Netflix of trading communities. We're 5-star rated on Trustpilot with 2,000 reviews. You pay the one price. You get access to the core of everything that we have to offer for the entire year. There are no upsells for courses. There are no upsells for tools. With your membership to TTG, you're going to be getting the entire professional 22-course curriculum. Joe, why don't you post a link actually in chat to show everybody the syllabus? You guys can actually click on the link yourself and see all the courses you'll have access to. This is a simplified version of what I learned when I worked at the fund in New York, that 3-month education training program I went through. This is a simplified version of that. And then the other mods at True Trading Group have actually expanded upon that curriculum. You get access to every single course. There are no VIP courses that cost more money after you join. You also get, thanks to our partners, Benzinga Pro's real-time news feed and Squawk Box. Like I said, this would cost you over $1,000 if you went to Benzinga directly. We spent years building a relationship with Benzinga to offer their product on our platform at no additional cost to you. So when you join TTG for $1,000, you get the Benzinga Pro real-time news feed. You also get full book level 2 real-time data from Quote Media. You get TradingView's premium charting software. You get the Trade Ideas scanner. You get ETNA's simulator. You get our own proprietary scanner. You get dark pool data, unusual options activity, options flow, analyst ratings, short data, insider buying, insider selling, a trading journal, a social sentiment scanner. All of this is included for the $1,000. But if you went to these companies on your own, go to Benzinga on your own, go to ETNA, go to Quote Media, go to Trade Ideas, go to TradingView, go to the CBOE. These things would cost you over $5,000. This is the value of joining a platform, not a Discord. True Trading Group is a platform that gives retail traders a chance. It gives retail traders a level playing field. It gives retail traders the same level of education I got working at a fund, access to the same tools that successful traders use, and you're part of a community of over 10,000 members that generally gives a damn whether you succeed or fail. You just have to go to ttgoffer.com, enter the code TTG121, click apply code, price drops, check out. You guys are good to go. You're also going to get two study group sessions as well. You guys can ask questions and talk to our mods. And then last but certainly not least, I almost forgot. I stand behind this platform. I put my own money where my mouth is. I know I talk a big game on these live streams, but I back it up. I am so confident in our platform's ability to help you guys reach your goals that when any of you join True Trading Group here tonight, as long as you go through our courses, pass our quizzes, and attend one study group, if you cannot make back that $1,000 membership fee at least once during your membership, I will give you back double your money. I'm dead serious. I'll give you back $2,000. Keep the laptop. I'm dead serious. I see the results that members have. I have no problem offering you double your money back. There's not a single group, product, platform, service that would give you guys double your money back. Ask yourself why that is. I can do that because we've only had to refund 2.8% of our members since 2016. I can do that because 78% of our members renew their membership when their year is up. We're 5-star rated on Trustpilot with over 2,000 reviews. Based on all these things, I can confidently say that True Trading Group has helped and worked for thousands of people. And if you're willing to put forth a little effort, this isn't just going to happen overnight. If you're willing to go through the courses, pass the quizzes, attend the study group. We do study groups every Thursday. I'm asking you to attend one. If you can't make that $1,000 back at least once during that membership, I'll give you back $2,000. Dead serious. That's our double your money back guarantee. Just go to ttgoffer.com, enter the coupon code TTG121, click apply code. The price will drop down to $1,000. As long as you see a laptop in your checkout cart, that is how you know you're getting one. Check out. You guys are good to go. You don't have to enter your address. You'll get a welcome email after you join with instructions how to claim the laptop. If you are currently a trial member of True Trading Group, listen to me very carefully. If you are currently a trial member, you used to be a trial member, or you used to be an annual member, and you want this $1,000 deal with the laptop, with the mentor session, with the double your money back guarantee, we have to whitelist your email address. So you have to send us a text message to the phone number that is at the bottom of your screen, 786-505-4049. Again, that phone number is 786-505-4049. Send us a text message. Also, if you have any questions at all about the membership, about myself, about True Trading Group, about the mods, about anything, send a text message to that phone number. We're a full, open, transparent book. We'll be happy to answer any questions that you guys have. All right. So again, folks, that's ttgoffer.com. Coupon code TTG121. All right. 14 of those spots are now remaining. Okay. We've got to it's 13 spots now. Now it is 13 spots. We have to welcome Sandra. Sandra, welcome to the TTG family. Welcome Sandra to the TTG family. Everybody welcome Sandra. Now there are 13 of these laptops left. Everybody welcome Sandra. 13 left. So again, ttgoffer.com, TTG121. Click apply code. As long as you see the laptop, that's how you know you're one of the 13 spots. After 13 people sign up, the laptop will disappear off of the checkout page. So everybody welcome Sandra. Again, guys, if you have any questions at all, you can send us a text message to 786-505-4049. Phone numbers, bang, right down there at the bottom of your screen. All right, guys. There we have it. All right. All right, folks, let's now head on over to the charts and let's start breaking down earnings. What are we getting from earnings? What companies are coming out here this week? What is the game plan? What are we expecting? What are we looking for? Futures right now are muted. Futures right now are basically flat. We've been fluctuating between flat and down 0.1%. Down about 0.06, 0.07, 0.05. Very, 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 very inactive futures session over the last couple of hours once the futures market opened up and began trading. So markets really aren't moving all that much, so we don't have to really talk too much about the futures. I will give you guys my game plan and what I think the market is going to do here this week. But first, let's go on over now and let's start looking at the earnings calendar for this week. All right, so let's go on here and let's start to pull up some of the earnings that we are going to be getting here. Monday's earnings are the least of the batch. Like some of the companies that are coming out here, like Baker Hughes. A lot of these companies, a lot of you may not have heard of before. Synchrony Financial, Logitech. Let's see, Bank of Hawaii. Like these are all smaller companies. Once you roll into Tuesday, things start to really get fun. You got Microsoft, Danaher, Johnson & Johnson, Verizon, Texas Instruments, Raytheon Technologies, Lockheed Martin, General Electric, Intuitive Surgical, 3M, Halliburton. Right now you're starting to talk about and you're starting to get into some of the bigger companies. Microsoft obviously being the biggest with that over $1 trillion market cap. So let's go ahead here and let's talk about Microsoft and go over some of these important levels that we're going to be discussing here for Microsoft. Now, what I will preface this with telling you guys is I do not like trading into earnings. I like trading after earnings. And that's something that I want you guys all to really take away from my stance on True Trading Group. My biggest loss, actually, of my entire career came on trying to predict earnings. Earnings are a complete coin flip. Nobody, not you, not the best analysts on Wall Street, know what a company is going to say for earnings. You don't know what the earnings are going to be. You don't know what their guidance is going to be. Okay? You don't know what their guidance is going to be. And that's what people really need to be focused on with these earnings. The earnings that are going to be coming out are way more important, the guidance, than the earnings themselves of the previous quarter. Everybody wants to know, are these companies going to be revising their earnings expectations down in anticipation of a recession? That is what everybody wants to know. So you can have a situation where a company could come out, beat their earnings, guide lower for the rest of 2023, and the stock goes down even though they beat earnings. What happened last quarter is going to be less important on what they expect to happen for the quarters moving forward. That's what you all have to know going into all of these earnings that are going to be coming up. So what I'm going to go over with you guys here for is going to be important levels for all of these stocks. I don't know what the earnings are going to be coming out of Microsoft. I have no idea what those earnings are going to be. I'm not going to pretend like I do know what those earnings are going to be because it's a coin flip. Remember when I talked earlier about you want to wait to identify A setups, like A probability setups? That's the 70-75% probability. Then you have the B setup is 60 to 65. The C setup is 50-50. Those C setups, going long or going short into earnings, that's a C setup. That is a 50-50 coin flip. I don't like coin flips. If I wanted coin flips, I'd go to Vegas. I don't want coin flips. I want high probability. If I was to get myself into a position before earnings, I am taking away all of the things that give me an advantage and give me an edge over somebody else. I have an edge over other traders. Oh, we got to welcome Terry. Guys, everybody welcome Terry. Everybody welcome Terry. Terry's the newest member of the group. Now we're down to 12. Okay. 12 laptops now remain. Everybody welcome Terry. 12 laptops left. Guys, again, go to ttgoffer.com. You'll enter the coupon code TTG121. You'll click apply code. The price will drop to $1,000. That's it. There's no upsell for courses or tools. It's less than $100 a month. You realize that. You don't have to enter your address to get that laptop either. You're going to welcome email after you join. So you're going to get a free laptop. You're going to get a one-on-one mentor session with either myself or one of the other mods. And I'm going to give you a double your money back guarantee. You get every course and you get access to all of the tools. These tools are worth about $5,000 if you were to pay for them on your own. You might even have people that are on this live stream that already pay for Benzinga or TradingView, Trade Ideas. You guys know how much that stuff costs. Benzinga is over $1,000. TradingView is $600. Trade Ideas is a few hundred. Dark pool data and unusual options activity is another few hundred. Short data, insider buying, insider selling, that's another few $100. The simulator from ETNA, that's just under $1,000. All these things are included when you join True Trading Group for just $1,000. That's the value of this platform. Take advantage of it. The price is going up at midnight tonight. You got to welcome Thomas. Thomas is the newest member, guys. Now there's just 11. Guys, these are going to start to go now. All right, these spots, we started with 15. We're now down to 11. Grab one of these spots. Go to ttgoffer.com. Enter the code TTG121. Click apply code. The price drops to $1,000. Check out. If you have any questions, send a text message now to 786-505-4049. The number's at the bottom of your screen. Oh, guys, I'm being dead serious. If you have any questions about me, you have any questions about True Trading Group, about the platform, about the mods, about the courses, about anything, text us. Anything at all. Send us a text message. We will be happy to answer any questions that you have. A lot of people on this membership a lot of people that are part of True Trading Group, I get it. There's a lot of people that are watching right now that probably are like, man, I kind of want to join, but you're skeptical. Type the number 2 right now in chat if you kind of want to join, but you're skeptical. Seriously, be honest. Type the number 2 if you're not a member and you're thinking about joining, but you're still skeptical. Type the number 2 in chat right now if that is you. If you're not a member and you're a little skeptical, type the number 2. You're thinking about joining, but you're not quite sure. You're like, I don't know. Type the number 2. Dead serious. Don't be shy. Seriously. I'm being dead on it. Like, seriously, type the number 2. Okay. Mike Lewis, Ken the Stallworth, Courtesy, Chang, Robin. We got Francis. Great. Perfect. Guy, yeah, this is great. Guys, seriously, type the number. Don't be shy. I don't bite. I promise. I promise I don't bite. We got Beavers. We've got live stream replay. Great. We have a lot of people typing the number 2. Every one of you that's typing the number 2, I promise you, you are not alone in your feeling of skepticism. You have members on True Trading Group that are here on this live stream that were skeptical at first. Now their only regret is they didn't join sooner. Members of True Trading Group, type the number 3. If you were skeptical at first, now your only regret is you didn't join sooner. Type the number 3 if that was you, if you were skeptical before you joined. Every person that typed the number 2, see how many people are about to type the number 3. You're not alone. You are not alone. It's okay to be skeptical. This is why I offer a double your money back guarantee. Because I know there's a lot of BS out there. I'm not some kid that says I found some special secret equation in my mother's basement. I gained my knowledge and my experience working at a fund in New York City that managed about $450 million. That's where I got my start. I was trained and taught by other professional traders. You are going to get access and learn the same level of professional education that I learned while getting access to over $5,000 worth of those trading tools. And don't worry if you don't know how to use them. I don't expect you to know how to use them. We will teach you how to use those tools to the best of your advantage. And you guys are going to get the double your money back guarantee and a free laptop. The laptop has like a $300 retail value, by the way. I've been running to a friend's house for almost the last year to trade alongside a friend who is a TTG member. I'm officially joining right now. Yes, Justin, my man. Justin literally goes, I've been running to a friend's house for almost the last year so I can trade alongside a friend of mine who is a TTG member. I'm officially joining right now, says Justin Delasio. Justin Delasio, man, I'm excited for you to join us. I listen, hopefully maybe you and I do a one-on-one together. I think I love the dedication to run to a friend's house so that you can trade with your friend who's part of True Trading. I love the dedication. I really, really, really do. And I respect the hustle. And you are the exact type of person that I want as part of this community. Guys, there's over 10,000 members in True Trading Group from over 100 different countries. And I'm telling you, all the people that typed the number 2 that said you're skeptical, trust me, all these other people, that's why I like asking members to answer these questions, because I understand that when I say things, it doesn't really mean much. Like, what am I going to say? True Trading Group sucks. Everybody's losing money. Join us. You're going to lose money too. Like, is that what I'm going to say? No, of course not. I own the company. Of course, I'm going to tell you, okay, I'm going to say good things about it. But it's one thing for me to say something good about my platform. It's a whole other for me to put my own money up with you. You commit to True Trading Group for $1,000 for the whole year. I will commit $1,000 with you. If you don't make back that $1,000 at least once after you go through the courses, pass the quizzes, and attend a Sunday group, I'm going to give you back $2,000. And you can keep that free laptop. Dead serious. Just go to ttgoffer.com, enter the coupon code TTG121, click apply code. The price drops to $1,000 as long as you see a laptop in your checkout cart. Justin, hurry up and grab one, dude, because I want to make sure that you get one of those spots, Justin. I want you part of this family, bro. I really respect that hustle, going to a friend's house every day for like a year. I think that's incredible. I look forward to trading with you. I really do. So hurry up and grab one before one of these. We had 15 before we started. Now we're down to 11, right? We're down to 11 already. So hurry up and grab one. All right. And again, if you have any questions, all the people that are skeptical, if you have a question, text us. Seriously, 505-4049. Let's get back to the charts. I haven't even talked about Microsoft yet. It's the most important earnings that we're going to get so far this week. Okay, so let's talk about Microsoft. So again, I'm not going to give you my prediction of what their earnings are going to be. Okay, that's not what I'm going to do. It's a fool's game. The biggest loss of my entire career was actually trying to predict earnings. It's like $92,000, the worst freaking day of my life. Okay, the worst day ever. I said to myself that day, I'm never trading earnings ever again. I'm literally taking my advantage. What's my advantage? My advantage over other traders is being able to identify high probability setups. And if I position myself into earnings, I'm completely taking away that advantage. And I'm leaving it up to just a coin flip. I don't like that. I don't do it anymore. So let's get to the charts. Let's talk about some major levels. Okay. You have a couple of key points here that I want to focus on with Microsoft that I think you have to watch these levels as key points for either if the stock gaps above these levels after their earnings or below these levels after these earnings, you watch for these levels to be major support and resistance zones. So draw these lines out on your screen after the earnings are reported, see where the stock is trading and see where these levels are. Use these levels that I'm about to give you to either place your longs or your shorts. And we're going to go over these right now. And I'm going to identify all these levels for you guys. Okay, nice. Rain sounds to relax. Okay, fun fact about me. Rain sounds to relax says, I've been a member for over a month and now one of my relatives just became a TTG member. I absolutely love that. Fun fact about myself. I listen to the sound of a thunderstorm every night when I go to bed. And I have done that for probably almost the last 10 years. Like I've probably every night for the last 8 years, I've gone to bed to the sound of a thunderstorm. Fun fact about me. Let's get over to the charts. First level that I want you to really focus on is 246. All right. 246. Why 246? You have a double top right here at 246 that I want you all to be paying very close attention to. One level right here. Second, and then, well, same level, but one top right there, second top right here. This gives you that double top level. But this level is not as significant as the next one that I'm about to show you. The next level that I'm about to show you, in my opinion, is way bigger. And that, my friends, is 255. 255 is the big one. What I would like to see happen here with earnings, if you get a gap up on earnings in Microsoft up to the low 250s. Let's see you get a gap up on earnings from Microsoft there. I would look for this 255 area to become resistance, and I would look to actually fade that gap up and then drop yourself back down to that 246 area. Not necessarily in one day, but over the course of maybe 2 to 3 days. Yes, I absolutely believe that these – oops, sorry, I didn't mean to just erase that line. Let me draw that line back for you guys. But these are the lines that you want to make sure you have drawn on your screen. These are going to be your two big resistance levels, 246 and 255. 255 is the bigger one. Why is 255 the bigger one? Well, first off, you have the 200-day moving average sitting here. That's the yellow line that you guys see on my screen. The last time we got to the 200-day moving average, you'll see that double top resistance right there at that 200-day moving average. And when we go back even further, look at that. Triple touch right there at the 200-day moving average. Look at the resistance that you have on the yellow line. That's the 200-day moving average. 255 is the 200, well, will be the 200-day moving average. When you get up to that, another day or two of downward movement, that brings you right to 255. But then also look at this previous pivot top. And then you have this, and then you have, look at these bottoms. Let me zoom in so you can really see this clearly. You see these tail bottoms as support? See these tail bottoms acting as support? Then you had the gap down, and then you close that gap. So that's a gap entry and a gap fill right here as well. And that's why this 255 level is so damn important. If you know any level at all, you make sure you know this 255. You make sure you know this 255. Okay? That's going to be a huge level for Microsoft. And if Microsoft gets up to that zone, I'm going to look to short off of it and see if you can get a pullback underneath that level. All right, so we're going to watch that level very closely. Now, flip side to that, if you get a gap up, to, let's say, 244. I'm looking for this 246. Right? I'm looking for that 246. All right, that's another level that we're going to be looking for. And then you would look for support to actually now be around 241. All right, so now we're going to start looking at, these are your resistance zones. I'll make them red. These are your resistance levels. I'll make these red. So obviously, if you were to gap above these levels, you would then look for them to become support. As long as you're underneath them, these are your resistance zones. But where could the support level be if you do get a small gap up? A support level that could be here on a small gap up would be 241. Why 241? Well, that's the 50-day and 100-day moving average. That's this dark blue line. You probably can't see it that well against the black backdrop of my chart, but this dark blue line and this pink purple line, that's the 100-day. The dark blue line is the 50-day. They are exactly at $241, both of them together. And they're both sitting right there. And that's also this previous little pivot top. It's all, you have the highs from Friday's big rally. So if you were to get, let's say, a gap up to like 245, you can look for a pullback into that level, and then you can look to probably be a buyer off of that zone and maybe get a little bit of a bounce off that area. So these are the levels I just want you guys to focus on. Don't try to predict what the earnings are going to be. Rather, react to the way the stock trades off the earnings. It's a far higher probability trade. Everybody, welcome Leonard. Leonard's the newest member of the group. Now we're down to just 10 of these spots. Gang, hurry up. 10 spots left. Go to ttgoffer.com. The price is going up at midnight tonight, so you guys can get it for $1,000 here today. That's it for the whole year. Gives you access to all of our tools, all of our courses. ttgoffer.com, TTG121 coupon code. As long as you see a laptop in a checkout cart, so if you're watching this after the stream is over, as long as you see a laptop in the cart, that's how you know you're getting one. If you don't, that means that we have no more laptops left. You don't have to enter your address to get the laptop. You'll get a welcome email after you join with instructions how to claim the free laptop. And don't forget, you have the double your money back guarantee. Send us a text message if you guys want, 786-505-4049. 786-505-4049. All right. Next support level for Microsoft, 231. 231. Where is this? Why 231? Well, this one's actually pretty straightforward. Pivot low from the Thursday sell-off. And then you will see the double top high prior to that. Then you will see lows of the day right there on the 11th of January. So you'll see here you had double top on the 9th and the 10th at 231. Then you gapped above it on the 11th and it became support. You sold off. You got up to resistance level. I'll make this red actually because this is a resistance level. I made it green, just showing you an example in case it gaps up. But these are your three resistance levels for Microsoft. Okay, these three levels, right? You got right up into this resistance zone, which is the 50-day, the 100-day, right? We already talked about that, this 241. You sold off back into what? Your support level at 231. Now you rally back up to where? Resistance at 241. These are your levels. Draw these lines on your screen. All right, draw those lines on your screen. Those are your key levels for Microsoft. Okay, you also have a gap fill that's going to be down here around 225. And then now you're just getting into like this major support area, which is down at 220 to like 215. And that's just absolute, that's hello. I mean, this is like, that's about as big of a support level as you can possibly have for Microsoft if you do ever get down into that zone. Okay. So if you get down into that zone, I'm actually looking to buy Microsoft. I think you're going to bounce off of that. But you would need that would give you a significant gap down. So you got to watch Microsoft for that significant gap down, and that'll be based on its earnings, right? So I'm giving you these levels so you can plan your trades off of them depending on what the earnings are. Again, I'm not trying to sit here and pretend like I can accurately predict what their earnings are going to be and what their guidance is going to be. The guidance is going to be more important. So rather than trying to predict, I'm going to react based on these levels. Okay. So there you guys have it. Those are your levels for Microsoft. All right, those are your levels for Microsoft. Let's talk about Johnson & Johnson. That's another big one, right? A nice consumer staple for us. Also healthcare. It's healthcare and consumer staple. There is a huge level I want to show you that is support for Johnson & Johnson. It's 167. All right, it's 167. Here it is. It does not take an experienced chartist to see this level. You can see resistance the entire month of September and resistance there in October. You broke above it in October. You pulled back into it in November. It became support. You've now pulled back into that level. It's become support. Remember, you've gotten pullbacks on a lot of your defensive sectors to start 2023 as tech has rallied, as the soft landing narrative has started to take a little bit more hold. And now you're pulling back into this area of support. This is a huge level of support for Johnson & Johnson. If you are still above that level after earnings, that's where you're going to want to be long and see if you can catch some beautiful upside for Johnson & Johnson. Resistance, which I don't think is in play. Johnson & Johnson really is not a big mover when it comes to earnings. So to get a gap up this big, I don't think is feasible. But if you do get a gap up into the 181, 182, that is a massive level of resistance for Johnson & Johnson. And I would say that that would be fadeable. You can see double tops right there. You can see resistance here. And you can see, obviously, we pierced it, but still resistance at that zone once you get up there. I do not believe that that level is in play, though. I would be shocked if you had a gap up of that size off of earnings on Johnson & Johnson. Then next levels that you're going to want to look for, these will all be potential longs. And here's your levels. Okay. Here are your levels of potential longs. Again, guys, just draw these lines on your screen so you know where they are. 160, 161. You can see all of this support right back here in September and October. And then you can see 155, 156, all of this support that you guys see back here from the end of 21 and then from early 22. Right? So you guys see these are your support levels. I'll make this line green as well because it is now support. It was resistance back here, but now acting as support. So these are your three support levels for Johnson & Johnson. There's your major resistance level that I do not believe is actually going to be in play. But aside from that level, let me just draw this actually maybe less of a, no, I'll draw this because it has the price on it. This way it's easier for you guys to see. It's easier for you guys to see if I leave it full across. 175. Right, now where's 175 come from? 175, very simple. Resistance, resistance, broke above it, support, 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 broken support. And when the support broke, look what happened. It became resistance again and then sold off. So these are your levels. Two resistance levels. I mean, this level is resistance too at 172, but this is a minor level. 172 is a minor level. Okay, 175, 181, much more severe levels. 172 minor. Okay. So those are your levels there for Johnson & Johnson. I'll hit on Verizon. I named Verizon actually one of my notable mentions in my 2023 report because the stock's gotten pummeled and it's really gotten beaten up. It still pays like a 6 or 7% dividend, which is just amazing. But the stock price got really beaten up as they were just investing too heavily into 5G and they got punished for it. But I think that Verizon can have a much better year in 2023 than they did in 2022. And in order to talk about levels for you, let's zoom in. Let's talk about our support zones. 39 is one support zone. Another support zone is 37, 36.50, and then 35. Very straightforward levels for Verizon on the support side. And again, here, guys, I'm just walking you through these levels, guys. Draw these lines on your screen. You want to know why L39 is beautiful? Look at that. The 50-day, the 100-day moving average also lining up together right there at 39, right? Previous resistance back there in November. Then drop down to 37. You guys can see beautiful support here at 37. And guys, if me going through these charts is like, if this is too fast for you, Don't worry about it. You're going to learn how to identify levels like this on the chart, like that. Okay, once you guys learn about charts, I mean, you're going to be able to identify these levels, no problem. Rolando says, I'm from Canada. Rolando, we have a ton of members from Canada, brother. A ton. We have members in 100 different countries. We have a ton of members from Canada, right? And then you have 35. I don't necessarily believe that 35 is in play. I don't believe 35 is in play. Resistance levels. Resistance levels. Let's draw them out. Two main levels that I want you guys to focus on, and they are pretty close to each other. 42.5 and 44. 42.5 and 44. Why 42.5? Pivot high there from very early January. Keep going back to the left. Pivot high there in September. And then why 44? Well, similar to Microsoft, there's that 200-day moving average. And as we look back to the left, you'll see 44 previously was a level of support. But look at the 200 days. We go back, look at that resistance at the yellow line, 200-day moving average acting as resistance, right? That 200-day moving average was resistance. So now we come up to it again, look for it to be resistance there. So there's your levels for Verizon, right? There's your levels for Verizon, all right? So draw these levels on your screen, folks, or jot them down. Jot them down on a piece of paper. Know them because there are going to be trade opportunities off of them. Lockheed Martin. Let's talk about Lockheed Martin. Major support level down in the low 380s. Major support level in the low 380s. You'll see here previous support, previous support, previous support. Big support levels down here. Now, I actually named aerospace and defense as one of my sectors for 2023, but there's something that I'm actually paying very close attention to, which is not something I was anticipating, which is Congress is actually fighting pretty heavily about this whole situation here with the debt ceiling and trying to cut back on spending. And if they actually pull money away from the defense sector, you really have to pay attention to what happens with this debt ceiling situation. And if there is some concessions and if there is agreement where they actually take away spending in the defense sector, then you have to really watch out for these stocks. So the whole premise here is that thinking that the defense spending all around the world is going to continue to increase, which you're seeing in Germany, you're seeing in Japan, you're seeing in a bunch of other countries in Europe also that are increasing defense spending. But if the United States actually cuts and reduces their spending, that would be a problem for a lot of these defense companies. They rely very heavily on the U.S. spending. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is even close to the amount of money that is spent on military and defense than the United States. So there's a lot more rumblings going on in Congress talking about cutting back on spending. If they cut spending from the defense sector, that's going to change my outlook for this sector. I will let you guys know if and when. Obviously, that's something I'm paying very close attention to. We also have to welcome Stephen. Stephen, welcome to the family. There are now just 9 of these laptops remaining. 9 spots remain here. Welcome, Stephen. 9 spots remaining. Stephen, welcome to the TTG family, guys. We're down to 9. Justin, I don't see you yet. I'm getting nervous. Justin. There's only 9 spots left, guys. Go to ttgoffer.com, enter the coupon code TTG121, click apply code. The price drops down to $1,000. You see a laptop. That's how you know you're getting one. The price goes up at midnight. Double your money back guarantee. Free laptop. One-on-one mentor session. It's all for you guys. Text us if you have questions. 786-505-4049. Kenneth Stallworth says, how much do you need to trade? Kenneth, very big misconception, brother, that you need tens of thousands of dollars to get started. You do not. A lot of members of your trading group started with just a couple $100. As a matter of fact, TTG fam, any of you that are on this live stream, if you started with less than $1,000 in your account and now you are making money, do me a favor. Tell me how much you started with. Tell Kenneth. Kenneth wants to know how much money you need to start with. Go ahead, my TTG fam. Sound off in chat. Tell Kenneth what you started with so he can see for himself what members of TTG have been able to accomplish. So just go ahead right now and just type what you started with when you joined. Ghost Money says $500. My girl Diane Fig started with $100. My boy Chris, $500. Maria, $300. Rain Sounds, $335. John and Lynn, $700. Ben Griffin, $200. Phi Trader, $300. Reaper, $300. You get the point. I'm not going to continue to read all these comments coming through, but okay, you can read them for yourself, Kenneth. All right. Oh, good, Justin. All right. Justin says, I'm 100% joining. Awesome first impression. I know, but I for real need you guys plus Toner's sexy voice every morning. Yes. So for those of you that don't know, we actually have the official stand-in for Barry White. See, we have a moderator called Chris. His name is Chris Toner. Chris Toner is one of our option moderators. He has been trading options professionally for over 20 years. He is a due diligence master. I've never seen anybody do due diligence to the extent that this guy does. And his voice is, it sounds like Barry White is on the microphone. It's just, it's too much. We've actually had to, calm members down sometimes. They get a little too excited when he comes on the microphone. It sometimes becomes a problem of how excited people actually get. No, I'm only kidding. But yes, we love Chris Toner. All right. So Lockheed Martin, another big one, right? Huge support level down there in the 380s. I want to see what the company actually has to say when they come out with their earnings on Tuesday. I want to see what the company has to say about their guidance going forward. Like, do they expect the U.S. and all these other countries to continue with increasing their spend here because of what's going on with Russia? And, you have the situation with, China, Taiwan, Russia, Ukraine. Like, does that defense spending, do they see that continuing? Or do they see what's going on in Congress in the U.S. as a potential problem for them? What do they say? So I'm paying very close attention to what Lockheed Martin has to say about about the situation there. And then resistance, it's just this flat top up there, guys, in the 490s. The 490s is just such a huge level. Flat top, all-time highs there on Lockheed Martin, and that's going to be your resistance zone. You have minor levels in between. You've got a resistance level right here around 458, 459. You see previous support. There's your gap, right? You got a gap fill there as well. So I would look for that as a possible level of resistance as well. So if you were, for example, let's say Lockheed gave you a gap up to right here, I would look for that to actually be faded. Okay. These are your levels, folks. Pay attention to them. You have another big defense name, Raytheon. It's coming out with their earnings as well. That's RTX. And Raytheon, I actually already have a lot of these levels drawn out for you. I'll draw some more. $93 key support level. Why $93? Very plain and simple. 100-day moving average. Bang, right there. 200-day right above it. And then look back here. Beautiful level of support from November. And then once you get down to 80, that's the massive level. 80 is the massive level of Raytheon. You guys can see this big support level down there at $80. Prior to that, it was an area of resistance, right? $80, huge level there for Raytheon. Massive double top at 105. Massive double top from 105. Oh, that's fantastic. Guys, Kenneth, yes. Everybody, welcome Kenneth. Kenneth who just asked, Kenneth Stallworth that just asked that question. Kenneth just joined TTG fam. Kenneth you guys are the reason Kenneth just joined. Kenneth, I am happy to have you part of the group, brother. We are now down to 8 spots. Guys, open up a web browser. Don't wait for me to finish this live. Go to ttgoffer.com, enter the code TTG121, click apply code, the price drops to $1,000. That's it for the whole year. You don't have to enter your address. You'll get a welcome email after you join on how to claim that free laptop. There's 8 left. Kenneth, my pleasure to have you part of the group, brother. I look forward to trading with you. Okay, so there is Raytheon. Minor level of resistance, so I can give you just more than one, is going to be right here around 96. Minor level. This is not a major level. So minor level, and you guys can see why. Previous support right here. Okay, minor level. And that is Raytheon. All right, so there's your companies. You know what? I also want to give you IXRG. I actually really, really, really like this company. I am a shareholder of ISRG. And ISRG, if you're excited about AI, well, ISRG actually uses AI in their robotic surgery equipment. So ISRG makes basically robots that can conduct complex surgeries. That's Intuitive Surgical. They are an amazing company. Okay. I do like this company. I still like this stock. I'm going to own this stock for a long time. Now, full disclosure, I have owned it for a while, but I'm going to own it for another long while. Okay. I do like Intuitive Surgical. Now, they also are coming out with earnings. Support levels, huge one down there in the mid 230s, big one in the mid 230s right here. Where do we get this level from? Well, yellow line, 200-day, purple line, 100-day. Look at them right there. Both major moving averages sitting here. And look back to the left, prior support, right? Look back to the left, prior support right there. So there's a nice little level of support for you on Intuitive. You also have a support level here around 250, 248, but that's literally where the stock is currently trading. So here's another level. So we can just I'll draw that line for you guys for educational purposes. Gap up. So that's a gap entry. There's support at the gap entry, previous pivot resistance, and previous pivot resistance. So I know I'm going through these quickly, guys, right? I know that I'm going through this quickly, but you'll learn how to identify these levels on a chart just as fast when you guys become members of True Trading Group. I assure you that. Okay. Resistance levels. This is big. Okay. This area is big. $275. Now, why is 275 a big level? Let's go back to the left. Previous support, massive gap down, right? Look at that huge gap. That gives you a huge gap down. So then there's your gap entry and the big sell-off, right? Previous support, gap entry. You rallied up to it, found resistance, right? You guys can see here in the end of November, early December, you see that resistance. Then you gapped above this level very, very, very briefly. You almost formed like an abandoned baby type of candle pattern, and then very quickly traded back underneath it with another gap down, giving you another gap entry, and then more resistance to follow in January. So that 275 level is still a big level of resistance. If you get over that level, you really have the potential of a new uptrend that could take this stock all the way over 300 to your next major resistance level, which you will find right there at 306. And that is, look at that triple top, bang, bang, bang resistance in March, April, and May. And then as you go back to the left of that, you'll see that was previously a level of support. Look at that huge level there at 305. Okay. But if you get above 275 and 275 starts to hold support, like if Intuitive Surgical gets up here, right? If it gets up there and then it like pulls back, you get down to 275 holds, and the stock does something like this, then that stock, in my opinion, just goes bang right up to that 306. Okay, so draw that line on your screen. Make sure you guys are well aware about that. Then let's move on to the 25th. Tesla. I think Tesla's going to shock the crap out of everybody, to be completely honest with you. The sentiment on Tesla got so negative, and I just think Tesla's going to shock the crap out of everybody. But I'm not going to position myself for it. We got to talk about the levels. Support level, 125, 124. This is a huge level. Very important level there for Tesla. You can see here, beautiful support, and then prior to that, resistance. Big level there for us on Tesla. This was a huge win for us, guys. We got long Tesla at 108 on January 6th. We got out of it at 132. This is an absolute monster win for us, and I will most likely be getting myself back into this Tesla trade in the very near future. I really like the way that this stock is trading. But as I'm looking here at levels, so you guys can see that draw it across 125, 124, draw it across that level. That's a big zone. And then the big resistance levels that I want to start to look at, like 155 is a big level of resistance. I'll draw a line across 155. I'll show it to you. You see previous support. Then you broke underneath it, and it became resistance, right? You guys see this? Support, resistance, support, resistance. Then right above that, not too far away, 160. 160 is another big level of resistance. And as we draw this out, you'll see here, resistance, resistance on the 14th and 15th. So there's some big levels for you guys there on Tesla. Your next support level, if you do break 125, is 115. I'll draw that out for you, 115. You can see here, support, support, prior to that, resistance. So guys, this is literally how I come up with all my trade ideas, right? So we identify all these levels, and then we react when the stock gets to these levels. That's trading, folks. That's identifying high probability patterns and setups. Identify these levels, react when the stocks get to these levels. Again, folks, I assure you, once you become members of True Trading Group, you will learn how to identify all of these levels as quickly and as easily as I am identifying them for you guys on this live stream right here, right now. IBM. This one's going to be very important to the sentiment of the overall markets. Okay. This company is just basically a slug, and the company and the stock has basically done absolutely nothing for the last God knows how long. I mean, this has been just a horrible stock to own because the stock has literally gone nowhere for the last decade. But you have just a huge range on IBM, and you have massive resistance in the high 150s. There's probably a 5% chance that you probably get a gap up that takes you as high as 152. This stock is not known for massive gaps, but if you do get up there, that's a massive level of resistance, right? You can see there, big resistance. You can see there, big resistance. And then you can see back here, big resistance. There's a huge level of resistance there for IBM. Speaking of massive levels, and then you have support down here around 115. I mean, these levels are so big that if you do get a move into these levels, you have to react at them, right? If you get to 152, you've got to sell. If you get to 115, you've got to buy. These are massive levels. Then I'll give you another support level that is here around 135. 135, nice level of support with your 100-day and your 200-day moving average sitting there at 135. And then there's previous support back there in early November, 135 for IBM. Minor level of resistance right here at 146, right here at 146, minor level, not major like the 152, but there is your resistance, and there you can see previous support. And as you look back even further, you'll see more resistance, right? So there you guys have it. Okay, that's IBM. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it there with those individual stocks for earnings. I'll leave it there. NEE is actually the last one that's coming out with earnings. This is a stock that I added in my long-term portfolio in June. Right there is where I bought NEE in my long-term portfolio. I like this company, and I'm looking actually for this thing to break out to new all-time highs this year. And I want to see us get through this resistance that you have in the low 90s. Right, so you have this resistance here in the low 90s for NEE. There's your resistance in the low 90s. It's all-time highs, right? So there's your resistance. Support levels, 80. This is the company that owns like Florida Power and Light. They're all like, utility company in Florida. So there's your support level there down around 80. If you break 80, you got a minor level down here around 75, 76. Okay. And then you have massive support once you get down to 70. Massive support once you get down to 70. And that does not take an experienced chartist to see the support level that you have at 70. All right, guys. There you go. 70. 70. 70. Okay, huge level there on next era energy, NEE. Right, so draw these lines on your screen, folks. These are the stocks I'm looking at for earnings. We'll talk more about them as we get into the week. I go live after the market closes every day, so you guys want to make sure you set your reminders and tune in, and we'll go over all of these earnings and what the game plan is, right? Because when the company comes out with earnings after hours, I'll be live when the earnings come out. We'll go over it together live. We'll assess the trading action live. We'll assess the earnings and the guidance live, whether I think it's bullish or bearish. And then we'll talk about these levels, right? We'll see where is the stock in comparison to the levels that we just drew. And then that would give us the trading game plan for the next day, right? So we'll let the earnings come out, let the stock move, identify the levels, and then we'll place our trades the next day, and we'll trade that action the following day. That's going to be how we're going to make money this week, folks. So tune in with us. Get your butts inside chat. Join the mobile app. For those of you that just joined the family, welcome all. You've got one hell of a time to join us. And the SPY, I'll touch on that before we go. Massive downtrend resistance line still very firmly intact. Right? Massive downtrend resistance line still very firmly intact. And if you break above 400, then I think the SPY goes right to 410. All right. 410 is another big level of resistance. You can see here, double top resistance there, resistance here, right? You can see that resistance there at 410. So if you break above 400, I'll zoom in. If you break across this level, right, this pivot level right here, if you break above this, I'm going to delete the downtrend resistance line just so it doesn't confuse you guys. You break above this point right here. So if you get to here, if you get that, then I think it is a straight shot, not in one day. I'm just drawing the candle for you to where I think the markets go, but I'm not saying it does it in one day. I don't think you're not going to get that big of a move in one day, but I think you'll go up to 410 before eventually pulling back, off of 410. Okay. All right. But again, I'm going to determine what I think the market does based on what happens with earnings, because earnings are going to be what sets the tone of whether or not the likelihood of a recession goes up or down. And you're going to get that from like IBM, from Microsoft, from Johnson & Johnson. What these companies tell you over the next couple of days is going to push that probability. Like I showed you earlier in the live stream, JP Morgan's probability of recession. It's going to push the probability of those up and down as these earnings come out. So get your butts in chat, folks. All right, get your butts in chat. What I'll actually do now, this wraps up the educational part of the live stream, folks. What I'm going to do is I'm going to now show you the actual platform. So anyone that's on the live stream right now, if you're not a member of True Trading Group and you have no interest in joining, you can sign off the live stream now. And I don't want to waste your time. Okay. I don't want to waste your time, but what I will do is show you the actual platform. Okay. But before you leave, subscribe to the channel and smash the like button, turn on your notifications. I go live every day after the close. We'll cover all the earnings live. So we'll do it all together. So make sure you guys join us. For the rest of you, I'm going to show you the actual platform. So let me see who's in the live stream still that's not a member of True Trading Group. Just do me a favor and type the letters TTG. If you're not a member of True Trading Group, but you are still on this live stream, if you're still here and you're not a member, type TTG, please. Just want to see, guys, what we have here. Who is not a member of TTG? Yep, no problem, guys. It's my absolute pleasure. Okay, we got A, invest in yourself. We got the everyday non-expert. Not a member, but I want to learn. Nice, G-Max. I'm here. Desiree, Roy. All right, good. So we got a handful of people here that are not members. Listen, for those of you that are not members, I'm going to show you the platform now. Okay. Again, tonight is the last night of the $1,000 price point. The price is going up at midnight tonight. So if you want the $1,000 price point, which is 54% off, it comes with a brand new free laptop, a one-on-one mentor session, and a double your money back guarantee. Go to ttgoffer.com. Enter the coupon code TTG121, click apply code. The price will drop to $1,000. If you see a laptop, that's how you know you're one of the 8. There's only 8 left. That's how you know you're getting one of the 8. And just check out. You're good to go. You don't have to enter your address. You'll get a welcome email with instructions how to claim it after you guys join. Okay. If you have any questions, text us 786-505-4049. Let me show you the platform. Because when you join, you get access to all the courses and all the tools. Of course, you get the chat room, where the mods and I share our screen, so you see what we're looking at. The promo code, Justin, is TTG121. That's TTG121, Justin. All right. So the chat room is where the mods and I share our screen. We are with you from pre-market till the close every day. We're not gone after an hour or two, and you'll have to fend for yourself. We talk on the microphone throughout the day, calling out our trades in real time, answering questions, providing market commentary. You can also use the mobile app. Can't be in front of your computer? Don't worry about it. Have a busy schedule? Don't worry about it. You're not alone. We have over 10,000 members in Trade Group, many of which have very busy schedules. So use the mobile app. The mobile app is available on iPhone or Android. It's free for members. You can't download it if you're not a member. You actually have a code with your membership on how to download the app, mobile app. But the mobile app lets you see the screen share, listen to the audio commentary on your cell phone. And it will also send you real-time push notifications when a moderator enters or exits a trade. This way you can follow along with everything that we're doing, even though you're not in front of your computer. You get 2 private study group sessions, your chance to ask questions and speed up your learning curve. You get Benzinga Pro's real-time newsfeed. If you go to Benzinga right now on your own, it's going to cost you over $1,000 to get access to this newsfeed. It is included with your membership when you join True Trading Group for just $1,000. You also get TradingView's premium charting software. Go to TradingView right now. It's going to cost you $600. It is included with your membership when you join TTG for $1,000. The Trade Idea Scanner streams live on our platform every day. Make sure you're always focused on the best and hottest stocks. Go to Trade Ideas. This will cost you hundreds of dollars a year. It's included when you join TTG. You get a simulator from ETNA that lets you trade stocks and options with fake money but real-time data, so you can practice implementing what you are learning. Use the simulator. Prove you can make money on the simulator before you start trading with real money. Now, if you go to ETNA directly, go to their site. It's going to cost you just under $1,000 if you want access to the simulator for the entire year. It's included with your membership when you join True Trading Group for $1,000. You're going to get our own proprietary scanner that you create custom scans. You get dark pool data, unusual options activity, options flow. This is what successful traders use, folks. Gives them more information, helps them make better decisions. You get a trading journal that tracks your trades, breaks it down to the numbers and statistics. You get a social sentiment scanner to show you what stocks people are talking about on social media. Analyst ratings, so you know how many analysts have a buy, sell, or hold rating on a stock, whether there's been insider buying, insider selling, what the short data is. You get a watch list every day from the mods, the stocks we're looking at with a game plan and how we plan on trading them, so you know where to focus your attention. You get all the courses. There's no upsells for courses. You don't join and there's more courses for another $1,000. No, every course is included when you join. Beginner courses, advanced courses, options, swing trading, trader psychology, crypto, futures, you name it, we've got it. It's all available when you guys join for just $1,000. This is a simplified and expanded upon version of what I learned and I worked at the fund in New York. Then you've got a video library that has about 400 hours of workshops and webinars that we've conducted with members covering a variety of different topics. And then you can attend these when you become a full-time member. You can attend them live. It's time you guys invest in something real. Now, listen, I can't guarantee you're going to be successful just because you join True Trading Group. What I can guarantee is that if you join and you go through our courses, you pass our quizzes, and you attend one study group, and do not ever make the $1,000 membership fee back at least once, I will give you back $2,000. That is the deal. That is the commitment that I'm willing to make when you commit to yourself and you commit to True Trading Group. I will commit that back to you. Go to ttgoffer.com, enter the code TTG121, click apply code, check out. You guys are good to go. All right. That's it, folks. Thanks for joining me tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed this. We went over a lot of different things here tonight about earnings and the different levels for these stocks. It's going to be a big week. So make sure you guys are well rested. Make sure you are prepared. I know I sure as hell will be. My TTG fam, I'll see you guys all in chat tomorrow morning, bright and early like we always do to start the week. Oh, Justin. There he is. Justin just joined. Everybody welcome Justin to the TTG family. We're down to 7 laptops now. Remember, as long as you see a laptop, that's how you know you're getting one. Justin, I'm excited to trade with you, bro. TTGoffer.com, TTG121 coupon code. Use it now before the price goes up at midnight. We got 7 laptops left. I'll see you guys all in chat tomorrow. Subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, turn on notifications if you haven't done so already. See you guys later.